hit the record button.
Ooh.
So I'm going to give a quick reopen so that the podcast won't sound so crazy. So welcome to the QuadR podcast. Hit the record button a little late, but we're getting ready. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to roll. All right, let's do it then. All right, so this is official episode 15. I think we're actually like unofficially at like 30, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, my new Stream Deck allows me to just hit buttons and like things happen, like make like a Ferrari go across the screen, or if you tell a funny joke, I can rock with a little punchline. You didn't hear it, but they did online, so pretty fun stuff, man. I'm just beginning to tap into the Elgato Stream Deck, so
yeah. Production value plus 2 points.
Oh yeah, it's way up there. I made a little graphic today. Wait till you see that. It's coming up. All right, so let's talk about this week's probables. So at 57 kilograms, we have the quote of the week. 61 kilograms, RAF 5. I think we'll each pick a couple matches and kind of break them down. I don't think we need to go through all 47 of them or whatever they got there. Ask AI anything coming in, and then Michigan Beat, Cali Beat, catch up what's going on in our respective states in terms of wrestling. Introduce the watch party on Discord. Let people know where they can find us when there's wrestling going on and we're not attending live duels. New section going to be called Grow the Sport. So we're gonna try this new bit. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll talk about our duel of the week. Shh, it's a secret, but we'll get everybody caught up. Weekly wager, and then finally everybody's favorite, the best of social coming in at the heavyweights. Awesome. So our quote of the week, this is your quote, Roy, so I'm going to let you kind of drive here, but this is Seth Gross. Nothing is broken, nothing is over, solve the next problem. What are we talking about here?
Well, I subscribe to his Gross Essentials newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it from that. I'm loving it. He's already sent out 4, I think. And if you've ever wrestled or coached someone, it's food for thought. And I think this section was basically about not tying yourself to outcomes and matches, especially when you're young, because then you'll be like tied and afraid to compete. And that's like the worst thing that you can happen is afraid to compete.
Right.
Yeah, I thought about it because I always had the attitude when I entered a tournament, if I wasn't the 1 seed, I wanted to wrestle the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just noticed along the way that not everyone felt that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy not wrestling that guy. But I want to, even if he tucks me, I'd like to know, like, okay, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that was always interesting to me, like when I was coaching like Little League and like some of my fellow coaches and things like that, and they were really more interested in winning than in competing.
Yeah.
This guy's batting out of order, or we should look or like whatever, all these like little like things. And I get there's rules and stuff like that, but it was like they were way more focused on the outcome than they should have been, and as opposed to the development. So so it is funny, nothing is broken, but there are things you might want to work on.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. In terms of wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the 7 minutes or 6 minutes, depending on whatever league you're in, when they're up, they're up, and then it's over. But maybe he's speaking from like a spiritual point of view.
Yeah, right. Because I do think about wrestlers who like kind of get figured out. I mean, I think that like people like I feel like with Macron, people are sometimes able to execute a certain game plan that like limits his top work where he's best.
Yeah.
And you see that now with Tyler Knox, that like people seem to have watched some film and like picked up a little bit on his like scramble game, and like it may be time to invest. I should get my mic closer to me so that they can so there's always improvements, right? So I guess that solved the next problem, that we get the continuous improvement. But so you've been enjoying the newsletter, and that's free. It's free, right?
Yeah, you just sign up. I think his challenge this week was to send it out to 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll count this as five people.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Definitely feel like it should be at least five people. All right. Very good. How often does he update it?
It's weekly so far, and as someone who's new to a podcast, like it's sometimes you're like, wow, I really did commit to like
Yeah.
doing this a lot.
Yeah, weekly's tough, man.
'Cause they're not short. They're not short. So we'll see. But so
Mhm.
far so good. Great.
Are their audio then? Are they video or
No,
like
no, email. You get just get an email
it's just an email?
for low commitment. You don't even have to read it, but
Mhm.
I've liked them. I've read all four of them.
Yeah, excellent. All right, well that's good to hear. Very good. All right, RAF 5. So I thought with this, I mean, obviously there's, I guess I would consider like some stunt matches and things like that, but there are some good matches here. Why don't you go ahead and pick the first one to kind of break down and give us your thoughts on what's happening with RAF 5 here in Miami?
Ooh. Okay. We're gonna do more than one though, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the first one I will pick is Dake versus Kadik.
Okay.
That is going to be, I mean, they're both obviously very high level wrestlers. This is a grudge match that they, goes back to the Olympics. And I don't know if they wrestled before that or not, but it seemed like once Dake got that RAF belt, he talked to Bischoff and said, "Get me this guy."
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do, fly him in. I mean, he made a promotional appearance in Chicago, the one we were at.
Yep.
Gave a short interview, and then he went out and he beat Plot, right?
Yep. Beat Dustin Plot.
Beat Plot, and he looked a lot smaller than Plot, and he looked like he knew he was going to win that match the whole time, even though
Right.
Plot scored a few points. He did not look worried or flustered at any point, and I think he thinks he's got Dake's number.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Dake has not been overwhelming in his RAF matches at all, right? And so, though I don't think Cody was overwhelming either.
Well, Dake handled Hamity pretty well, right?
Yeah, but he's a lot.
And in hindsight,
bigger.
Hamity,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, but Hamity's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hamity
for
just
sure.
beat Dick, and so in hindsight, that was a bigger win than it seemed like at the time.
Yeah. Okay. I will grant you
But
that.
and it's another match where I'm not sure who's going to win.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Valencia Jackson.
okay.
I feel like if it'll be interesting to see like what if Valencia tasted defeat and like decided like no, this can't be, and then comes back like, because I actually feel like if you would like ask me who would win, Parker Keckeisen versus Nate Jackson in a RAF freestyle match, I would probably pick Nate.
Yeah.
Nate has the significant international experience. He's does well on the big stage, and like so they didn't exactly give him a easy opponent, right? They didn't give him Caden Henshaw or Senior Bulljunk. They gave him like, that's a legit super interesting like freestyle match to me. I mean, Nate handled Carter, right? And like if you said Carter versus Valencia, you'd probably say that's likely, close, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that's the one I'm picking that I got my eye on. My first one. What's your next one? Oh.
Next one. Let's see. So just because I'm always fascinated whenever he wrestles, I'm gonna go Tomasello versus DeSanto.
Okay. Yeah.
DeSanto, he's just so interesting to me. He's straight from the Vision Quest to high school to the Kimura to his last interview at his last RAF match, which was just kind of like he'd never seen a microphone before.
Right.
And Tomasello, he won the belt. He was the first ever RAF match, and then he defended it against the same guy, Ramos, right? They wrestled twice.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the first proper defense against a really quality opponent. And I think the world would be fun if they're both great wrestlers, but if DeSanto is the champ, I think that's a fun world to live.
Yeah. So you're gonna get right, possibly DeSanto versus
Spencer?
oh no, I'm thinking more like Handsome Tuesday, little Nikki push-ups, and like I think that'd be fun. Suriano DeSanto.
Or who's the guy that pinned Spencer Lee in Chicago?
Yeah,
They could
The
do a
Ukrainian.
revenge match. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, right? Sticking up for his guy from Hawkeye Wrestling Club.
Great.
All right. There's definitely two more pretty interesting ones. I think Bo versus Romero. Nico
Yeah.
Romero's, obviously super interesting. I feel like Bo he has not looked that great
Great.
in RAF, and Romero did look great. I mean, Cardenas is probably a tougher opponent than, I hate to say it, than PD3, but I mean, he needed everything. He pulled some tricks out of the bag to beat Cardenas. And I feel like Romero is going to be coming forward. He's going to be huge. He knows how to do, 24, 36-hour weigh-ins. And so he
Great.
is going to cut a lot of water, and he is going to be a beast. And I always thought Bo was, from a UFC standpoint, always looked tiny for the weight class. And so I think Romero's going to have size. Obviously, Bo's going to have youth. And I don't know. I know who I'm going to be rooting for. But I think I did pick, full disclosure, I think I did pick Bo in the Wrestle Madness. So, but it's like you say, it's one of those matches you don't know who's going to win.
Great. I mean, it could be a tech either way. That's how much I don't know who's going to win.
Right. And then the other match I mean, I guess Downey Buchanan will be interesting, but because we really have never seen Buchanan wrestle freestyle, right? And Downey is Downey. So, but then obviously Oliver versus Woods, is a something that potentially has not I wouldn't say implications, but those are both people that potentially could be competing for, 4 world teams, right? So,
So do you think this time Jordan Oliver will have trained for more than 3 days?
yeah, I don't know, man. You kind of, some respects, you want to stick with what works, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to roll with some high schoolers for 2 weeks.
I'm just gonna write. Actually, right. I'm gonna do 8 days with junior high schoolers. My intense camp. And then the other matches are, I mean, Bassett Henshaw is like a
One
work.
thing I want to say overall, though, that is like really, Raf has done a really good job of is almost all those matches we talked about. The storyline is now kind of contained in Raf rather than, oh, remember when this guy was at Ohio State and
Right.
the thing. And now it's like the promos from the previous events or the results from the previous events, and they've done a really good job of like building to this card where I remember like in RAF 1, 2, 3, it was harder to find like 5 really interesting matches because
Right.
there just weren't stories yet. And this guy hasn't wrestled in 10 years was the story. But
Right.
now it's like, oh, remember 2 RAFs ago when this happened, and now, so it's really cool.
Yeah, no, they've done an excellent job of building a brand,
Yeah.
and I think that like that was the one thing that I mean, the level of skill and professionalism at promotion and staging events and things like that, when you bring in people who have done it for 20 plus years on a super high level, it's just something that things like that Flow can't compete with, right? I mean, they don't have that. So yeah, anyway, I'm super excited. Be watching January 10th. So 8 p.m. Fox Nation, check it out. Yeah. All right. Ask anything. This was just a quick little question. I think everyone's always, the sky is falling, and when like one wrestling team gets like canceled and D1 or things like that. And like, I mean, wrestling is like, from a participation standpoint and even from an audience standpoint, when you look at like national championship attendance and things like that, wrestling's right up there in that same category as ice hockey, women's volleyball, women's basketball, and uh, baseball. Obviously you've got the big two, and they're never going to be, wrestling's never going to be football, wrestling's never going to be men's basketball. But I mean, when you look at the pricing and the difficulty in like getting tickets just to NCAAs and things like that, I mean, it's in a good place. I mean, I just felt like there's been a lot of negativity about wrestling on Twitter over the last week with the medical forfeits and the Cal Baptist stuff. And like, I think we need to like sit back, relax a little bit, take a breath, and understand that like, in general, in my opinion, the sport's, pretty healthy. And are there risks and are there challenges because of the changing climate with NIL and things like that? Sure. But I mean, in general, the sport is pretty healthy. So anyway, just my thoughts on that. Michigan beat real quick. Central Michigan had 2 placers at Midlands. Woohoo! I think they got 2-6. They're going out to the duels. So they've got Campbell and NIU, Michigan versus MSU. I'll be there. That's this Friday. So should not necessarily be the most competitive duel that we have. That's not, but Michigan State's down a little bit, I would say, and Michigan's sort of on that edge of being like a top 10 type team. So, but still, it's always fun. It's always competitive. It's always loud, and Michigan State usually steps up and does pretty well. I mean, I remember like Chase Saldate got a pin, and then the next year he was like wrestling for Michigan, which is kind of interesting. But I mean, it's usually a pretty fun duel, and there's usually a couple upsets, and like so. And also, like, I guess Ragason's back because he was only second semester, so it'll be good to see Dylan. He's moving up a weight. Right. We're going to see if he's, Larkin or Figueroa. Who are you, right? Or somewhere in the middle. And yeah, so and then Michigan State had 2 placers at the scuffle as well. Grand Valley men and women are going out to the duels as well, and last weekend the Grand Valley women put it on Davenport pretty good, 44-0. So,
right. Penn State versus Stanford level.
Yeah, right. I was gonna try and make it out that one, but I got busy. But yeah, that was they put in work for sure. Anything going on? What's going on in California?
Yeah, well, it's not on the slide, but we did cover it in the Sunday sudden victory that Stanford fell to Iowa State. It was 5-5 in matches, but bonus points gave it to Iowa State. A lot of starters set for Iowa State and a couple starters set for Stanford. Stanford will start their ACC season, which sounds strange that Stanford is in the ACC, but
yeah, right.
It's what it is now. So they'll have Duke this Friday at Stanford. I'm probably going to be there. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're heavily favored against Duke. I'll be more curious to see how many of their starters actually show up. And then after that, they'll have NC State, but that's like not for a couple weeks. So they'll be into their ACC schedule.
Yeah, and they were missing starters also. I mean, right?
Versus Iowa State.
Yeah, versus Iowa State. So
yeah, Hunter Garvey didn't wrestle.
Norman, right?
Wrestled.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they field the team, if ever. So, all right, cool. All right, so this is something the watch party. So Clint from Wrestle Madness created a Discord channel. He invited the general wrestling community to the Discord channel, and so I asked him to create a watch party channel inside of his server. Okay. And so the idea here is that if Roy or I are just hanging out on a Friday or a Saturday night, that we may host some watch parties where people can kind of get together and talk about the matches as they're going and they occur. I will I guess I can drop that link in the chat, but So it was pretty fun. Roy and I tested it out. I mean, it's if you haven't used Discord before, so it's got video. It's a standard sort of you know real time communication application, but it worked pretty well. And I think it'd be kind of fun that when not attending duels, we have time, people get together and just kind of like have a little fun, talk a little smack, and so I think what I'll do. I gotta figure out how I can do this. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can get the link from here. Look at that. I'm a genius. Who knew? All right. I'll drop that in the YouTube chat. At least. Hopefully that works.
Yeah. So you can just follow the link from X and then it'll take you right into
Yeah, right. I mean, right. It's right. We'll always drop a link if we say, hey, we're going to get in and have a watch party. So.
Got it.
But excellent. Just thought I'd throw that out there as a potential if you're just watching by yourself for people to.
Yeah, we watched some of the Arizona State, Iowa State duel yesterday.
And the stream was nice, and it was like, yeah, it was good. All right, this is a new bit. You ready, Roy?
Ready.
So the title of this bit, okay, there's going to be a graphic here. Going to be good. All right. So this is Grow the Sport. Cue graphic.
All right.
What do you think?
Nice.
So still working on the timing and things like that. But so anyway, people, it's easy to complain about things, and so what you find, a lot is if you go out on X and things like that, is like you see, people complaining at universities like Cal Baptist canceling, and then you have like medical forfeits, and like you have people saying that like coaches should be suspended if a guy takes a medical forfeit and he's faking it, or like it's just a lot of negativity. And I think about like, what if you were like a new fan getting into wrestling? Yeah. What would you think about the sport if you just got on Twitter and started following like world champion Trent Hidley, and he's like, I got a problem with medical forfeits. I mean, like, so
is that what he said though? I think he said, I've noticed a lot of medical forfeits.
Oh, I think but you get my point. It's a lot of focus on the negativity and a lot of focus on like, oh, how do we fix that? And A, you're not fixing anything, right? I mean, and B, like people have been not wrestling at dual meets since the beginning of time. This happens in high school. This happens like all the time. I mean, it's just something that happens. I mean, crazy things happen. People move weights, right? I mean, like, it's like, there's no guarantees or anything. And it's, well, anyway, but anyway, a lot of negative energy. So I wanted to like spend some time each week, or maybe not every week, but sort of recognizing little things that individuals or schools or institutions or groups or even podcasts or whatever it may be do to make the sport better to fans, more accessible to fans, and just to give it like an added value beyond just the wrestling match itself. And I talked a little bit about this on Sunday, but inaugurally, I'm giving this to Nebraska wrestling. And this is an appreciation for providing press conferences live on X to heighten the fan experience. I mean, the one time you really want to hear from the wrestlers and the coach and things like that is when like they're pumped up about it and when you're pumped up about it. So like, the wrestling duel gets over Nebraska, and then that presser's right there live on X, and it's just a nice ad. I mean, media days. I don't even play them very often. Actually, if I'm scrolling through X and it's like, oh, here's the Penn State media day, and like it's going to be Kale sort of like avoiding questions and looking like he doesn't want to be there, right? And like it's like,
well, what I like about it too is those reactions are more impactful in the moment. Like I don't think I'd ever watch like hearing somebody talk about how they felt after a duel that was like 3 years ago.
Right.
It's got to be, even if it was last week, like seeing a coach's 4-minute long take on a duel from even a week ago seems like, why am I watching?
Yeah.
So it's really nice that they put it out there like instantly and live.
Yeah, and the reactions are raw. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's like if you give like Manning, 4 or 5 days to come up with an answer on why AJ didn't wrestle, it's going to be less interesting. It's going to be more crafted. It's going to be more political, right? But if it's right after the duel, it's a little bit more real. So I just, again, this is just a thank you, to the Nebraska wrestling. And I mean, they're not alone in doing this, but I mean, I've really appreciated the access and from a fan standpoint of being able to like hear from the athletes right away. So that is the inaugural winner. And
Uh, that thing, are you gonna print it out?
I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it and I will email their department a downloadable copy.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. And so your challenge is to come up with the next winner of the Grow the Sport certificate.
Grow the Sport? Okay. That's what I do.
But anyway, thank you, Nebraska. All right, duel of the week. Audience, get ready. So this is the most interesting duel, maybe from a lot of different respects, but especially from like a pick'em standpoint, because we really have no idea who's going to wrestle. So you're actually evaluating not necessarily just like who you think's going to win, but also, who you think in fact is going to wrestle. Look at that. Chat works on this screen. I can't even get it off. Who knew? Maybe I got it fixed. Look at that. All right. Anyway, so this is Cornell versus Lehigh. And
no excuses. It's second semester. Everybody's
right.
who's going to be back should be back. I mean, the injuries can still happen, but there's no like I'm sitting out this semester, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we should be good to go, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's do choice. This is going to be our pick'em. What do you want?
Oh, I'll take green.
Ooh. So break down Seymour versus Milano.
Well, wait a second. I'm looking at these probables, and you don't have Stitch or Crookham on here. Where'd you get these probables from?
I got them from WrestleStat. This is who WrestleStat has listed as the current starter.
But
yeah, they said they're wrestling. Somebody said they're
everything
wrestling.
I'm seeing on X says they're wrestling.
But I've seen that before. Meyer Shapiro was on his way to the scuffle and then didn't show up. So your 125 winner. I think this one's probably so it could be Diakono Hollis, right?
Right. So who's Milani? I'm not sure who Milani is.
Well, WrestleStat has him 50th. Oh, I can do
So yeah, we should just do like.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'll go with Seymour. Anyway.
You have to.
And
you don't have to do what you want.
I think it will be a major.
All right, audience, what are you thinking here? Throw it in the YouTube chat. I am going with Seymour as well. I am going to say decision, but I'm going to go, you're at medium. I'll go high. So who do we get at 133?
So it's 33. That's supposed to be Crookham, right?
Crookham, yeah.
I think he's going to wrestle. I think if he wasn't going to wrestle this year, they would have said something by now. Mm-hmm. But he's Wait, do I go first every time?
Oh, I'm first this time. Oh yeah. That's fine.
We can go two.
Okay. I don't think he's wrestling. I'm gonna go Cornell decision, but low, just in case. All right, audience, someone jump in that chat. Let us know what you think. Okay, so my two, Bailey, Cornella, but it could be Stanish.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be 141, right? I think Stanish will be back. So I'm gonna go Lehigh. He's gonna be mad. Major. Ooh. Hmm. Get burned a lot if you don't. Cornell's pretty good. I'll go medium.
Okay. I think Stanich is back, but I'm still gonna pick.
Oh, really? Man, that's harsh.
Harsh, I know.
All right. 149. Give me joy. I can go tech, and I'm highly confident. Both that he wrestles and that he smashes.
Oof. All right. I will go fall.
Yeah, you can lock up that cradle, huh?
Yep.
All right. And then I think Shapiro's going to wrestle. Go major. I'm going to hedge. I'll say medium.
Yeah, he's gonna wrestle. He's gonna wrestle. This is even though Cornell wrestles in the IBs now, I think there's still some lingering EIWA rivalry energy there.
Yeah. All right. Brignola. Who's the real 65 pounder for Cornell? We need our boy Kevin on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Give us a scoop.
Gotta be somebody, right?
Yeah.
And to have Shapiro and Ruiz and nobody even.
Right.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, okay. I'll go with Brignola Major.
I'm going to go decision. Oof. Yep. You got the next one.
No, now we're going every other one, right?
Okay. That's fine. I don't know. Ruiz hasn't wrestled since forever, but I think he's going to wrestle here. I'm confident.
Yeah. Um, I'll go Tech though.
Mm. It's kind of interesting because like some of these guys you don't know that well. Like Hansen, I really haven't seen wrestle that much, but when I did see him, he beat like Zack Ryder, you know. And the same thing with like Brzezinski. I've really only seen him wrestle once, and he pinned the national champ Antrell Taylor, right? So like, you have these like biases, you know, because you haven't like seen enough of their matches to. So you either think they're worse or better than they really are. But I'm gonna go with Hansen. This is me.
Yep.
Medium.
I'm gonna go with on the toss up. I'm gonna go with Lehigh actually.
No.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Um, this is another. Well, I guess it's Levi. Lehigh's gonna be tough in the end, huh?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'll go with. Oh, it was you. You picked first.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. You fill it out.
All right. I'm going with Lehigh.
Who you want heavy?
Oh, definitely Lehigh.
Oh yeah. But by how much? I think the Cornell guy is gonna have to keep it close. Let him go decision, but he's gonna be stalling the whole time.
The game plan.
Yeah. So just a review since we're in the app. Last week,
Yep.
it was 22-0 me.
Because I get negative points when I'm wrong.
Yeah, you had 3 negative 10s.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, when guys aren't wrestling, you know, if Norman
Yeah,
doesn't
guys.
wrestle or Garvin doesn't wrestle, the audience didn't do that much better. They got like 1 point. So When you get dinged hard for like high confidence and then some guy doesn't wrestle, it makes it a little challenging. But while we're here, throw that in there. All right, so yeah, I think that it's an exciting duel because like Lehigh is top heavy or they have like they got some hammers at the end, and so like even if Cornell jumps out a little bit, they have to like there's some bonus potential at the end. I think that like obviously there's a lot of bonus potential in the Cornell lineup. This was like I don't know, it was 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly. 2 or 3 years ago. This was absolutely the best duel of the year. Like I thought it was just so great. Came down to like the end and like I think Kirkham like okay, so yeah, Vito didn't wrestle, but it would have been Kirkham. But anyway, it was just it was nuts. It was fun.
That's back when Lehigh and Cornell were in the EIWA.
Yeah,
so there was a little more on the line in terms of seeding too.
A little bit more of a grudge match.
But also, yeah, when I was at Penn when we wrestled Lehigh, it was a big deal that whoever won that duel was in the seeding, like in the seeding matrix, would get a much better seed at EIWAs. So there was a lot on the line, and it was often the case that some teams would like certain guys would sit, like you were saying, this stuff's been happening forever.
Mm-hmm.
Or if somebody beats somebody at Midlands and they don't wrestle again because there's really nothing to gain.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But now I guess it's just like tradition that Cornell wrestles Lehigh.
It's just on the line.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's an exciting duel. That's Sunday on Flow, right? And it's kind of fun that Flow carries that duel. So
yeah.
But I think it's just the local like announcers.
Perfect.
All right. So as I said last week, I just showed you the Iowa State Stanford. Like you got stuck picking a bunch of Stanford winners and paid the price. I'm still calculating hat winners, so sorry about that. I'm a little slow on that. And then this week's weekly wager will be Cornell Lehigh. But then also encourage everybody to go out to Wrestle Madness and jump into that fun for the RAF 5 as well. Oh, so I took a little bit of a lead. Still, you're within 10 points. I don't want you to get discouraged. I'm saying you got a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's favorite segment, Best of Social. We'll start with you. What do we got?
All right. Announcer woes. This is from somebody called Pushing P, Cyclone Pinero. Is this
It is not.
This Pinero?
What's that?
Is this Pinero Johnson?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, I got extra. Do I have extra sound going? Let me check. No, we're good. No,
anyway.
it's not. But it was like so. It was kind of funny because some guy was like talking to him like he was Pinero, and just like
yeah.
And but he put in the thread somewhere. It was like, who's gonna tell him? It was just kind of funny because this guy was like totally like bashing him about because he thought he was Pinero and like.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I'll just read it. Is anyone going to talk about the Arizona State commentator that thought in order to get 5 team points for a tech, a wrestler must get a near fall during the match? I just thought it was funny. The announcer said quite a few dubious things. I was looking through X on which post to put on there. It's kind of interesting. It felt like somebody who had not watched wrestling in a while, but was a really good wrestler maybe a while ago. Because they seemed like a little unfamiliar with the rule change. And that's always been the thing about wrestling is like there's just rule changes every year.
Yeah.
Let's keep up with that.
So it was funny. Yeah, I mean, because right, I mean, like if you don't go into coaching, right? I mean, as you have these people that wrestle through a D1 career, and then you go become a doctor or like go into business or whatever the case may be. But you know a lot about wrestling, right? And like you're raising a family, you're not some super fan, and like so, but jump in there and like, yeah. But I mean, I didn't feel like other than like the misstatements, they were pretty good.
Right. Well, it was just kind of funny that the color commentator who's like inserting facts to like add some depth to the situation was like it was pretty much a coin toss whether these facts
Yeah, right.
or not.
We're accurate. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. Uh,
All right,
all
what do we
right.
got here? PR.
So we are. Um, I just thought, well, this was Penn State. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is Penn State wrestling to in your everyday life?
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. And some of them were like a solid 2 million. I thought the responses were great. I'm going all kale on you, Faith Family and PSU Wrestling. And I'm just like, so the Penn State faithful. I mean, like this week I had posted that thing. I don't know if you saw it. I was like, what if I told you, it was like a thought exercise of what if I told you that the 10 NCAA champions were all going to come from different schools. You know, it was just for fun. Like, here's my list. And I tried, so you had to go look at the rankings and kind of make a list where you had like champions from all these different schools. And I basically, the only participation I got on that was like Penn State fans saying that's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
every thread, you know, every wrestling thread, whether it's Penn State related or not, is going to be like infected in some way by a Penn State fan being like, well, PJ Duke's going to beat his ass or whatever the case may be. So
It's that champion mentality, man. You can't let even the smallest
right. It is always about us. For sure. All right. Medical forfeits. What do we got?
Oh, so it's kind of like two tweets in one. I'll read the first one from Johnny DeJulius. Medical forfeits is an issue. Some kids are hurt, but when there's no incentive to wrestle in-season matches, why risk it? In-season matches don't matter for postseason, so if a kid is a little banged up but not injured, they can forfeit. We need to make every match matter and affect postseason. And Chael responded to this. Oh yeah, fully agree. Just wondering if you have a suggestion on how to alter this behavior. A rule change.
Right. So, I mean, and then there's Joe Warren says if you only had like 12 people in the bracket, that's the only way you can do it. Like if you establish a 20 match minimum and you only allow 16 people into the bracket, and guys are going to wrestle more. Right? But that's not what people really want. I mean, if we're being completely honest, you know, I mean, that's my issue is that like, this has just always been part of every sport, you know, you go to a Bulls game and Jordan's got the flu or whatever. I mean, it's just,
it is more now than it used to be. Like, I feel like in the last 10 years, there's been plenty of guys that are at the NCAA tournament that have maybe less than 8 matches.
Right.
Less than 10. But they have a resume, right? They might have AA'd previously or something like that. And like, where do we put this guy in the bracket and all that kind of stuff? That was pretty rare a long time ago. So I heard different ideas. I saw one person who, and this was like in an effort to revive the holiday tournaments too, is have some of the automatic bids just be connected to winning those tournaments. Although if it was only connected to winning, it'd be just like international where they all medical forfeit as soon as they're
right. Yeah, right. I just don't feel so. Hidley said, I got a serious issue with the volume of medical forfeits at the collegiate level. And then there was some follow-up stuff. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, like, right, I don't think any of the solutions people really want. Like, if they're not thinking it through. I mean, they want to see wrestling. They're emotional about it, but they don't really come up with good answers. So this is all Ferraris are ranked in the top 25 at different schools. This is D1 history according to Pat Mineo at the Wrestling Room. So,
which is not true, right? Didn't somebody post in the comments that the Fine Silvers We're all ready to
Yeah, like I saw there was a little bit of that, but
three different schools. That's impressive. And they needed the COVID. Like AJ's only still able to wrestle now because of COVID. Wasn't his first year of
right.
college like 2017
He
or something?
won he won his first title the same year Carter did. And Carter
Yeah.
stayed going and it's 5, right? And then so this is and he's a sophomore. Like I don't know exactly.
Yeah, they put him in this post. They have him as a redshirt junior. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's great because he just like left college for a long time.
Right. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that they'll ever get like 3 placers, but that would be that'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah, that'd be a sweet photo.
Yeah, for sure. Quality mentorship.
Oh, I just thought this was funny. This is from the Cradle Zone. Getting your spot stolen by your coach is crazy. And then Saturday Night Lights posted Zach. So apparently Zach Glazier took an assistant coaching position and then just decided halfway through the season he has a year of eligibility, so he's just going to wrestle,
Oh, really?
trying to get that D2 national championship.
Oh, he's down. Oh, oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would kind of suck for the guy who had the spot.
right. Coach is just rolling with you like, I might be able to pull this off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe Zach's got a shot.
He must think. I mean, he's rolling with the guy, so
All right.
whoever was there before. So I just thought that was funny.
Good luck, Zach. I like this. Um, Jo.
Yeah.
He's like, so you remember like when RAF first came out and
Yeah.
like the all the smack talk that they tried to do was like completely inorganic and just like bad, and they were trying to get like beefs going between like real and different people, and like I just felt like it was just so forced and like unorganic, but then like this feels like totally organic to me. you know JO's just sitting around 3 in the afternoon, got through a nice high school practice, or maybe he's just about to get into his and he's like, let me remind people who the RAF champion is, and like, especially for a guy who is like a bridesmaid, more recently, and like
Right.
not closing the deal. He's like, I'm the champ, and like, plus he might not be able to post this next week.
Right.
He may be the no longer champion. So, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. I thought it was like much better. Like, it's not even really totally smack talking, but it is kind of smack talking. But like, compared to like some of the stuff they originally tried to like force the guys into with RAF, and then they found out they really didn't need it. Like they bailed on that pretty
Yeah.
quickly. Doc B, Oak Park
All right.
going?
Oak Park is going. Adam Tirapelli has been
Right.
posting all week about how deep the field is. I remember he had a post about 125. I think there's 5 state champions in the bracket, and they're not even like none of them are going to be the 1 seed. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah, it was pretty impressive, the breakdown of like just like in a single weight class of how many,
yeah,
state champs and Fargo winners and different things. So,
right. And so I've been in California since 2008, so I've kind of seen this tournament grow.
mhm.
I mean, it was always a good tournament, but they have really, really grown it to probably the top like folk style tournament, in my opinion, in the country. In my unbiased
Right.
California.
Certainly west of the Mississippi, it is easily the best tournament.
And there's a lot of like love that goes into all of it in terms of hospitality, inviting the right teams, and all this
Mm-hmm.
and that. They've done a great job, and it's very evident that he considers it part of his. I don't know if it's his legacy necessarily. I don't know how involved he was in the beginning, but he's like he loves it, and he's just promoting it. And I'm gonna like check it out.
Yeah, right on.
I don't live that close. California's huge,
Yeah.
I know Clark will be there. Another
Yeah,
reason to watch.
that's right. Is that a flow event?
Uh, Probably.
So these next two are kind of related. Um,
Okay.
so I don't I think it is probably Tony's photo, but like somebody
Oh,
posted about that Kirk signed with MMA, and then they kind of cleaned that up a little bit, or they said that he's going to go after world championship and Olympic gold, so he is still staying in the freestyle scene in like the second statement, and then moving on while he parallel trains MMA. But then Tony Rotundo was like, please give photo credit, which I mean, there's so many people who are like, I mean, I would say that there's like so many people that are in like the wrestling Twitter space and things like that that are, I guess, like what I would call like hobbyists.
mhm.
Like we don't get paid to do these things. We do this because we enjoy them, and like it's fun and it's interesting to us, and so that's why we do it. And so like we're not as like schooled as like a traditional media person would be, right? And so I actually did message one of the photographers who was like ask, or like I wouldn't say like just mentioning this or something, and like I said like what is the expectation, and
Yeah.
mostly it's just being credited for the photo, more than anything else. And so like yeah, those are kind of two for one, but I think it's exciting to have Kirk Fleet in the mix at heavyweight. I think that like he doesn't have to go MMA right away because he can probably pick up a few extra bucks in RAF, and then he's in that Lehigh room, and so it's fun to see him going to make a run, at least for to do some freestyle before he
Me.
transitions. Yeah,
Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe
yeah.
it when I see it. Last photo I saw of him, he was like in a hospital bed, right?
Well, he's been at Lehigh for a while. He's done
Okay.
interviews and stuff. I don't think. Are you
All
sure?
right.
CBU. We got to talk about it, huh?
Um, yeah, well, this is from Sean Gray, assistant coach at Stanford, and just reflecting that they had just wrestled CBU.
Right.
It's, it was a great environment to have a wrestling match, and it was one of those things that was a little shocking in the sense that it wasn't like there was any, if X, Y, and Z doesn't happen, then we have to cut the sport. It was just like I logged on to X one day and they're like CBU done.
Right. Yeah.
Even the original wording sounded like it was done immediately, and you had to
Oh
read
yeah.
through
Right.
the and they're like, no, actually, they will finish this season and stuff like that. And kind of a bummer, kind of a bummer. Um,
Yeah. Someone had posted. I don't know. It's Cradle Zone. Like a bunch of the people who had initially committed, like Messenbrink, and there was I
right.
think Garvin might have. I mean, there was a few guys that were pretty talented. I mean, he'd only been D1 for 3 years, and like it's um I don't know. We have a
California has been tough, man. Like Fresno State,
right,
Davis. I think, yeah, it's just tough, and it's a good high school wrestling state.
right, has the most wrestlers of any state. Willie said, like
Yeah,
it's a huge state, but yeah, you'd think that they could support more wrestling programs, but I mean, yeah, I mean these things happen. I mean,
yeah. Even that, I mean, I lived in LA for a long time, and you got to drive more than 2 hours to go to any D1 wrestling thing. UCLA, USC, none of them have a Pepperdine doesn't have a team. Even Cal Baptist isn't even that close to
hmm
LA.
yeah, right,
So that's interesting. San Diego doesn't even have a team. If you live in San Diego, right, good luck.
yeah,
Get a subscription. So that's a bummer for California. We'll see. Some people are online saying it's not over yet, although all the announcements sounded like it was pretty over.
yeah. They made that pretty clear that they didn't want to go through save Cal Baptist Wrestling, like the
Yeah,
administration.
Stanford. I was mentioning all those other
Right.
schools. Stanford almost got cut.
Oh, I think Cleveland State. It was like, it seemed like they even got like funding through the uh like the government,
Yeah.
like, and still like canceled the program. So I mean, it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's wrestling in general is in good health. D1 wrestling is going to be challenged over the next decade, with NIL and things like that. But um, the sport itself is I think, in a pretty healthy space. C is for cookie. So
Oh,
Kale posted some pictures. They look pretty gnarly, man.
yeah.
Like,
Can you put a quarter in there for scale? Is this actually from Kale Sanderson or is this a parody account?
yeah, this is him.
Really?
Yeah. 62,000 followers.
All right.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
that's the guy.
He does like one social media post every 4 years.
I don't
So
know. That even doesn't even look like necessarily sanitary. What do we got going on here, man?
that guy's wearing gloves. Come on.
I assume that's just like chocolate chip on the rail there and not anything else. But yeah, going hard. That's my theory, man. You know what? This is what happened to Larkin. Larkin ordered his 3 dozen KO cookies, and like he's like, I'm not making weight anymore, coach. I gotta go up. And that's my theory. I don't know how true it is, but doing a little marketing. He says it's not your grandmother's cookies.
Yeah.
They're built to work. So I don't know, man.
Great.
If I'm diving into a cookie, kind of want a cookie.
Great. Like I'm not adjusting any of my like
Right.
sayings to like fit this market. Like
Uh-huh.
these cookies never give up.
Yeah. Oh boy. The BEG guys did a great bit with Brand's brownies. I don't know if you saw it or whatever, but really, really high level production stuff. It was super funny. What do we got here?
So at the Stanford Iowa State duel,
Okay.
it wasn't exactly what you had suggested, where you were talking about having college kids in sumo suits wrestle each other, but they had they had a women's freestyle match during the media break
Okay.
that probably people didn't see. The match itself there's like some push outs and there weren't a lot of like 5 point throws. The woman on the top is they said 4-time All-American,
Okay.
and the woman on the bottom is our rep from Oakland. That was kind of cool. It was cool. It made me think of you when it happened, and then they
Right.
posted this. Yeah.
So if they would have had weapons, it would have been a little better.
Yeah, freestyle. I mean, it is. I'd never seen like an exhibition freestyle match in between like a folk style duel before. It did feel odd. Those push outs in a way that doesn't feel odd if you're just sitting down to watch
Right.
like the or something. But they're trying things out and being there in person. I was glad they had something for us to watch while the team took a break.
No, I'm a supporter of that. Yeah, for sure. I know that like, they've got enough people like Cliff Keen or whatever that like one night they'll do like like national like Cliff Keen night or whatever, and like so there'll be a lot of like medalists and things like that, that are signing autographs, and they introduce them all, but they don't wrestle. They should have had like Mason Paris and Adam Kuhn go at it like in their jeans, and just
yeah. Well, the other thing about this, it was like kids, like it was youth wrestling night, and the Stanford team like stayed for autographs afterwards, and I thought about wanting to get one, but I saw a long line of kids, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they had like Kuhn and Paris and Ringer and Real and like the kids line was like super long for that one. But no, that like I said, yeah, it's nice to see him trying things, nice to see promotions, anything we can do to get more people out watching wrestling is a good thing. And then, so this is also medical forfeits.
You already did this one, right?
Yeah.
Talked about it earlier.
Well, this is what Hidley said. He said, not sure yet on a solution. Without a legitimate injury, there should be an athlete or coach suspension. That seems a little over the top, you know?
Oh, I'd love it, man. If the coach is like, threw a brick, that's not a real injury. Go watch the tape. That's illegitimate.
Maybe we just start with like an apology or something. That would be, he's faking it. Look at that dive. That could be nuts. Oh, and then payouts. This was the other. I guess we've kind of talked about this. Like, you and I both think that like the writing's kind of on the wall for these holiday tournaments, but this was, if you really want to bring them back, pay somebody like $50K to win it.
Yeah.
But
if you're giving that much money, why wouldn't you just start your own tournament? Why? Why would you give all that money to Midland? If you had that kind of money, just start your own tournament like the NDI.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, it's over. But 5K for 8th place, as Brands would say, unprecedented.
Unprecedented. That's why we're here. I'm taking 20%. From everybody on the squad.
So would this be like you have to like take a picture with the local car at the car dealership? What is the anyway.
Yeah, where's the money coming from?
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's always the question.
They could sell sponsorships to each, like you could sponsor 6th place at 157. QuadR podcast.
Like buying a golf hole.
Yeah.
And then we would come out there and be the ones who introduce everything. Oh boy, got Ferrari going on still. I got to work on my my Stream Deck. We got random.
Those keys are too hot.
Right. All right. Well, actually, like I could have done I should have done the Make It Rain money effect when we were talking about paying these guys out. I just got to get a little quicker on the hotkeys. All right, that's what I got. Awesome. Looking forward to going to Michigan on Friday. Beyond that, looking forward to watching a lot of duels. Should be. I feel like duel season really kicks in for the Big Ten in a couple weeks. But we're gonna see a lot of fun wrestling. Go ahead and take us out, Roy.
All right, don't forget, toe the line in everything you do.
QuadR out.